Sussex cannot run away from their problems because they are the problem. They're thinking a move to LA will fix everything, but they will still be the same nasty, toxic, odious people they are in Montecito. Hello, and a very warm welcome to Kate Middleton and the Queen. In a few of my previous videos, I have mentioned this plan of moving to LA, but I decided to devote an entire episode to discussing this ridiculous plan of Meghan and Harry's because, well, I find it absolutely hilarious that they believe moving to LA is going to fix all their problems. No, they are the problem. How is moving going to change anything? Meghan's team got a puff piece published in Life and Style. It's an exclusive. Prince Harry and Meghan Markle are house hunting in Los Angeles, thinking moving will fix everything. Okay, let's see what they have to say. Well, the article starts off with the bright lights of Hollywood are calling. Prince Harry and Meghan Markle are looking to trade in the quiet life of Montecito, California for the faster pace of Los Angeles and have been checking out numerous properties in the region. Well, I can believe they're wanting to get out of Montecito because everybody in Montecito hates their guts. Their neighbors in Montecito have also not been very supportive of this invisible children scam they're trying to pull. In fact, their neighbors have reported they see no signs of children living in that house in Montecito. So maybe Harry and Meghan are also trying to move away from people who are going to expose them for the liars they really are. But I don't believe the people of LA are going to be more willing to play along with their little schemes. And really, isn't this what they always do? When the going gets tough, they decide to move away. After all, this is exactly what they did when they figured out that they were never going to be top billing above William and Catherine as working members of the royal family. Meghan couldn't stand the idea of never getting to be top dog, so she convinced Harry that if they just moved to California, they could be American royals and everybody would love them. Clearly, that little plan has failed, so now time for it's not even plan B. I guess at this point we're on plan Z. Sounds like Meghan is convinced that people in LA will feel more sympathetic towards them, that they'll finally be accepted. But I'd say it's highly unlikely. I just don't see Meghan and Harry being able to peddle their BS in LA. I mean, LA is full of professional BS peddlers. The two of them cannot compete. An insider spoke with Life and Style, saying every time things get bad for Harry and Meghan, they want to move. It's their MO. They think a new place will be exactly what they need and will fix everything. Usually, it's just the same drama in a different location, but their friends and family agree that moving to LA could actually be really good for them. Well, yeah, it's going to be the same drama in a different location because they bring the drama with them. And who exactly are their friends and family who are agreeing that moving to LA could be really good for them? They don't talk to any members of the family except for Doria. What, so Doria told them they should move to LA? Well, she probably has her own reasons for saying that. And as far as friends go, last I checked, Marcus Anderson was their only real friend. So again, he probably has his own ulterior motives for promoting this move to LA. According to Life and Style, for one thing, it might open things up socially for Harry and Meghan, as well as for their kids, Archie and Lilibet. With its pristine coastline and lush vegetation, there's no denying Montecito is gorgeous, but it's also much older and stodgier than LA. The median age in Montecito is over 50 versus 35 in the City of Angels. Yeah, open things up socially. That's rich. Who would want to be friends with the two of them? It's not like they're unknowns. What are they even talking about? And as far as Artificial and Invisibet go, again, I think the children would actually have to be real to have any friends. In order for small children to establish friendships, usually they have to be allowed to go out and play with their little friends. That's something that Artificial and Invisibet are never allowed to enjoy. If by some chance Archie and Lilibet are real and really living with Harry and Meghan, well, their lives are absolutely depressing. They're never allowed to go out and play. There are no signs of children living at that home in Montecito. That was what was reported by the neighbors, let's remember. According to polls, Meghan and Harry are more popular among millennials than they are among boomers, but even that group is not head over heels in love with them. Another problem for Meghan and Harry is that by LA standards, they're actually pretty old. They actually would fit in much better in Montecito. See, people in LA are obsessed with youth. It's all about the next big thing, the next big star. Clearly, Harry and Meghan are not it. According to an insider, everyone is retired where they live now. It's not very fun or cool for them or their kids. Harry and Meghan thought they wanted peace and quiet, but this is too quiet, and it comes with the cost of loneliness. Oh, so they're blaming Montecito on the fact that nobody wants anything to do with them? How can they not see that it has everything to do with the way they have publicly trashed their own families and also the fact that they're impossible to work with? I mean, Meghan and Harry are not a couple of people who are ever going to be able to attract many friends. And as far as being too quiet, I think we know what that means. That means Meghan Markle's not getting enough pap opportunities. Montecito is a little far for the paparazzi to be driving all the way to just to pap Meghan as she's walking through a parking lot. It'll be much easier for her to call up Backgrid when she's already in LA, and then she only has to drive a short distance to be papped walking through a parking lot. It's funny too that Meghan and Harry are wanting to be somewhere that's a little more fun and more cool. The two of them are the opposite of fun and cool. Just look at Harry walking around with that miserable look on his face, and then Meghan walking around looking deranged as all get out with that rictus grin on her face. People in LA are not going to be any more excited to get to know them than the people of Montecito are. As usual, the two of them are completely lacking in self awareness. They refuse to take responsibility for the role they have played in their own loneliness. The insider also reports they need a crew they can rely on to celebrate holidays and share dinners. Otherwise, they're going to lose their minds just staring at each other every day. Okay, as far as I can see, they have already completely lost their minds. And yeah, I'm sure they do need some people they can rely on to celebrate holidays and share dinners because they sure don't have that right now. But again, that is because of their own behavior. I don't know why they thought this plan of trashing Harry's family and selling secrets to the highest bidder was going to earn them friends and respect. People in Hollywood care about their privacy. Meghan and Harry have shown time and time again that they're willing to sell other people's privacy to the highest bidder. Nobody is interested in allowing them to get close. While I do not believe the reasons Harry and Meghan are giving for this move, I do believe that they're trying to move for one very good reason. They're running out of cash. They cannot afford the upkeep and the mortgage on that Montecito McMansion. And eventually, this article does admit that. Of course, they give a lot of other reasons as well, but come on, we know the real reason here. According to the insider, they would be able to cut back their expenses dramatically. The landscaping costs alone at their house are enormous. Well, I'm sure the landscaping costs alone at that Montecito McMansion are enormous. They have a very large, lush green lawn that doesn't exist naturally. They have to pay out the wazoo to water that thing. Let's also remember that when Meghan and Harry signed that mortgage, when they got that house, they thought they were going to be billionaires. That was right after they moved to the US. I think they had already signed deals with Netflix and Spotify and Penguin Random House, and they thought other companies were quickly going to follow suit. They thought they would have no trouble making money. Back then, they thought they were going to be turning down offers because they were going to get so many. Well, obviously, things didn't quite work out like that. Meghan and Harry have already said goodbye to their careers as podcasters. That Spotify deal fell apart, and there is no other contract that's going to be coming anytime soon. The Netflix deal is on shaky ground by all accounts. Meghan and Harry have got to come up with some content for Netflix soon, or there's no way Netflix is going to renew their contract that expires in 2025. As far as Penguin Random House, all right, so Spare allegedly broke all kinds of records. It was a bestseller in the nonfiction category. But a lot of those stories about how successful Spare was is really just PR spin. The truth is, we don't even know for sure if Harry made enough money off that book to pay back his advance. If Meghan and Harry were doing well financially, they wouldn't be so desperate right now. A good way to tell how well Meghan and Harry are doing financially is to look at the reports of whether or not they're trying to make peace with the royal family. Whenever they think they're doing well financially, they feel like they're free to trash them as much as they want. But when their supply of cash starts to dwindle, that's when we start seeing reports that Meghan and Harry want to make peace with the royal family, that Harry misses his family, that they want to come back for Christmas. At the same time, we're hearing all these reports that Meghan wants to get back into acting or producing or something like that. According to the insider, she's serious about acting again and getting a paycheck again. It's what she knows, and she knows that to do it right, she has to be where the action is. Well, all right, Megan, good luck with that little plan. I don't think it's going to make any difference whether or not she is near where the action is. I mean, nobody wants any of her action. That much has been demonstrated time and time again. But is that going to stop her from trying? Well, it never did in the past. If Megan is one thing, we can say she is driven. She doesn't give up very easily, even when she should. Megan also needs to think carefully about her experience as an actress. I mean, let's be real, she never achieved real success as an actress. I know she was on Suits, but that's one single show, and she wasn't the lead character at all. Supposedly, they were also going to get rid of her character on that show because she was so impossible to work with. Honestly, it sounds to me like Harry and Meghan are focused on all the wrong things. Meghan is focused on reigniting her acting career when really she should be focused on not being such a horrible narcissistic witch. I also think it's funny that there's no mention of what Harry is going to do for work in LA. I guess they've just given up on Harry working at all. Honestly, folks, stuff like this makes me believe that a divorce announcement is coming soon from Montecito. I just don't believe for one second that Harry is going to continue to follow Meghan around as she jumps from city to city trying to figure out what to do with herself. They're never going to achieve any real success unless they can change their behavior and change who they are as people, I would say, as well. I mean, they need to develop some self awareness and understand why they're so off putting. They're not young anymore, so at this point, it's going to be incredibly difficult for them to do that. But I do believe with the right kind of therapy, they could do it. However, they would actually have to seek out the right kind of therapy, which I don't believe they're interested in. So the insider also said she doesn't care if people judge her for acting again. That ship has sailed. Some people might say it's inappropriate for a princess to be an actress, but Meghan doesn't care anymore what anyone says. Okay, well, judging by that last sentence, nothing at all is going to change with the Harkles. Okay, first of all, some people might say it's inappropriate for a princess to be an actress. Megan, you are dreaming if you believe that people consider you to be a princess. I understand technically if Megan wanted to be called Princess Henry, she could. But she doesn't come close to Catherine. Catherine is a real princess. Megan is a phony. And what about this claim that Megan doesn't care anymore what anyone says? Oh, really? Is that why we're getting so many puff pieces trying to convince us that she's better than what we think she is? Is that why she's so desperate for approval from absolutely everybody? She doesn't care anymore what anyone says? I don't believe that for a second. See, for a narcissist like Megan, all that matters is what people say about her. She has no ability to love herself. All she can get is external approval, which she hasn't been getting, and that's why she is spiraling out of control. To me, that little quote about, oh, people believe that princesses shouldn't be actresses tells us a lot about Meghan's mental state right now, and it's very unhealthy. Megan needs to understand that nobody is judging her because people think that princesses shouldn't be actresses. People are judging her because she's an absolutely terrible actress. She's not convincing in the least. Her performance on Suits was never impressive. And what was she before that? She was a briefcase girl on Deal or No Deal. Meghan Markle has no acting talent. That's why people are going to be judging Meghan for trying to reignite her acting career. It has nothing to do with a title that she doesn't even hold. At this point, at least we can use Meghan and Harry as a cautionary tale. Just look at all the mistakes they made. First of all, they were so arrogant when they bought that home in Montecito. They could never have afforded that. They were just counting their chickens before they hatched. Let's also think about the reason that they so haughtily moved to the US. It's because they thought they were better than the royal family. Well, when you think that you are so high and mighty, you have got a long way to fall, and that's exactly what has happened to them. Are they going to be able to turn things around? No, I don't think so. It doesn't matter if they're in LA or Malibu or Montecito or even the UK. They are done, and the sooner they can accept that fact and move on, the better for all of us. And you, what do you think about Meghan and Harry's new plan to move to LA? Will they finally find the success they've been so desperate for? Please let me know your opinion below in the comments section. As always, don't hesitate to like and share this video with anybody else who would enjoy it. And if you've got a minute, please head over to the King Charles channel and report them for stealing my videos. Thank you so much for your support. And don't forget to subscribe to the new Kate Middleton and the Queen channel if you haven't already. Thank you so much for tuning in. Have a wonderful day, and I'll be back to see you in the next videos.